We've all seen this image by now. It is the first week of March, the year 2023. In the van, before it was shot up and wrecked, were four Black Americans driving from South Carolina. They drove from South Carolina through Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, into Texas. And through Texas, they crossed the border into the state of Tamaulipas and the city of Matamoros. It couldn't have been anything worse for them. Sure, maybe they were mistaken for Haitians because Haitians are treated very badly in Mexico, especially in Matamoros, where they are denied hospitalization care and have very difficult lives. But also, they were driving an American car with American plates, and they were targets. They were shot. They were murdered. They were injured. Four left South Carolina. When they got to Mexico, two of them were dead within minutes of entering the country. Now, many Mexicans are upset about this. I can't say they're not upset about the people being killed, but I don't know. I can't say many of them are killed and kidnapped daily in Mexico. The government of Manuel Lopez Obrador, AMLO, plays around with the cartels. One day he wants peace and leave them alone. Another day he wants to arrest people when Biden and the Canadian president come there for a conference. Then he wants to say that there was a shootout between two Mexican gangs, or the Americans came there to buy medicine. Well, clearly that's not what happened. They were assaulted, kidnapped, and held until they were located somehow. Very interesting. Americans are located, but Mexicans are never located when they're kidnapped or disappeared. The Mexicans have every right to be upset about this. But my question is this: how long will it take before these terrorists are eradicated from Mexico? You can't have a society in which people can openly gun down the population, the working class, the poor. You can't have a society like that in any country. So I'm not down in Mexico, because the United States in many ways is behind selling the weapons to the Mexicans, buying the drugs from the Mexicans. But clearly this shows that Black life isn't worth too much unless you're involved in something overseas or in Mexico and it makes the news. One of the people who was killed warned about going there, and now he's dead. But this is how Black life ends in many instances in the United States. We live rough, terrible lives. Our parents love us or they abandon us. We do the best we can. And then we run across a tragedy, or tragedy knocks on the door and we open the door and it walks in. Tragedy is carrying the sign of the devil, the sign of Satan, some sign that says, I'm here to get you. Maybe we escape tragedy, maybe we don't, but this is Black life in the United States. And that's got to come to an end. Our lives have to stop being ended in tragedy. We have to fight for our freedom. We must win that freedom. We send our condolences to the families, to these victims here. Someone needs to write a story about their lives. I'm sure there was tragedy in every one of them in this situation. And for the terrorists who shot them, Tragedy will visit you one day in some way because you too are a victim of the greedy capitalist system, but you're playing into it right now. Be careful. What goes around comes around.